Okay, just briefly, we had a decent year last year, had a good year. It wasn't a great year. We lost our last two games, but we did accomplish some firsts at South Carolina. Beat the number one team in the country, Alabama. Won the Eastern Division first time ever, 19 years in the conference. Beat Florida in the Swamp first time ever. I guess qualified for a bowl 6 straight years. But anyway, we lost our last two. We got a lot of good players, though. Got a lot of good players, and we got a chance to do some good things, we think, this year. Got to coach better and play better. If we can do those things, we may have a chance for a big year.
Coach, talk about what goes into your mindset when you have to assess some of the things that happened with Stephen to try to determine whether you want to give him another shot. What do you have to do to make you feel he's
Well, Stephen's biggest problem, as I've said earlier, is just stupidity. He just does some stupid things. He's already graduated. He's a smart kid. We think he's a good kid that has some issues that he's trying to straighten out. And so he's done that. He's done that the last three, 4 months. And we'll have a competition for the quarterback job, though. Connor Shaw's there. And I've already told both of them, you guys are going to fight it out. You know, if Stephen follows the guidelines prescribed for him, he'll be there in August ready to battle preseason practice for the quarterback job. So we got 2 girls ready to play, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Looking back at last year, it wasn't a start here. So, who do you think was the best team you played?
Arkansas. Arkansas played against us better than anybody. Now, maybe we caught some teams that didn't play very well, but Arkansas clobbered us. They played well, offense, defense, special teams, and Coach Petrino and his guys, they had a good team last year. Really did. Well, they blocked and tackled and didn't make many mistakes either. Yeah, they had a good team. Well, our biggest challenge, same thing is every year try to maximize the talent on our team, try to coach better too. I mean, we were not good on third down defense. In fact, we were near the bottom of the conference in third down defense. That should not. We should be better than that. Offensively, pass protection wise, at times where we need to get better. There's a lot of things as coaches we need to do a lot better. So, but we got a lot of good players, and running back Marcus Lattimore is as good as anybody in the country. Alshon Jeffrey, best wide receiver in the country. So we got some star talent there that gives us a chance. Devin Taylor was a all-conference defensive end. Stephon Gilmore, corner. And we got a lot of team speed and a lot of good players, but we've not done anything on special teams. And since I've been there, I guess, we keep hoping we're going to block a punt and score, run a kickoff back, just anything. It hasn't happened yet, but we're still trying. John Butler got a new special team coach that I think is really going to help us. So we've got a lot of improving to do.
Coach, what are your comments about the commissioner's proposals that he made today?
Well, he said something about multi-year scholarships. No, I think 1-year renewables are the way to go, just because if a young man signs a scholarship and decides he doesn't want to give much effort and doesn't want to go to weightlifting, how do you get rid of him? So, if you got a 3-year deal. So anyway, that's we sort of like the 1-year renewables as coaches. And what was his other one about academic, making it tougher? I think it's tough enough. So I disagree with about everything he said, probably.
What kind of improvement do you think Connor had? I mean, did you see the improvements you needed to out of spring ball for them?
Yeah, Connor did a lot of good things, and he's been there all summer throwing with the guys from where we're here. So we'll let him battle it out in preseason practice.
Coach, South Carolina's never really been the top dog going into a year.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a change in kind of your
Well, Yeah, a little bit, but again, I hope we're smart enough to realize that Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee had some down years last year. They weren't quite what they always are. So that helped us. And we won the division with a 5-3 record, which normally doesn't win the division. But it did last year because we beat the right people in Georgia and Florida and Tennessee. So if we can do that, certainly that would give us a chance. But we were not any great team at all last year. We're a good team, but if we want to hit that next level and be ready to win an SEC, we've got a long way to go.
So what's tougher? Was it tougher changing the culture that we had at South Carolina or building what we did in Florida?
Well, when I got to Florida in 1990, the players were sitting there ready to go. They were there. I didn't recruit them. They were sitting on go. And all we had to do is just sort of tell them, you guys are pretty good, now let's go play like it. And then, of course, we found Shane Matthews, who was SEC Player of the Year in 1991. So South Carolina wasn't quite the talent level when we got there. What we needed to do was start recruiting. And to recruit, we had to get our facilities up to par. South Carolina was a little bit behind in facilities, and Eric Heineman, our athletic director, and we got some wealthy boosters in South Carolina. A lot of people don't believe that, but we do. And they stepped forward, and we have built almost everything in the athletic department is new. So we got facilities in place, so now we're recruiting the best players in our state. Jadeveon Clowney, the number one recruit in the nation, 5-6 years ago, no way he'd go to South Carolina because we just weren't a big-time player. But now with everything in place there, he basically says, hey, I think we can win big at South Carolina. So it was really neat to get him come to our school.
Steve, what's the situation with Dick Hampton? Is he kind of getting back in the races?
Yeah, he's working out with the team right now, so he's on the team, yeah.
What's the progress of the offensive line under Coach Elliott?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out when the season starts. This spring, I think they did some decent things here and there, but we're excited about some of those freshmen, incoming guys. Mike Matulis, Cody Gibson was redshirt freshman, could play a bit next year. A.J. Can has not played much. Ronald Patrick. So he's got some guys to work with.
Is there one special freshman incoming from the high school end that's really, wow, maybe he can play right off?
You ever heard of Jadeveon Clowney? Yeah, Clowney's going to play. Yeah, Jadeveon will be out there at some kind of defensive end, some kind of outside linebacker, some kind of inside linebacker. He'll be standing around when the ball snapped. He's going to be chasing it wherever it goes.
Coach, how do you feel about your defensive front coming in? I mean, you already have some all-SEC guys and some good recruits as well. How do you feel about that?
Well, we think we're in pretty good shape defensive line. Devin Taylor was all-conference player, a really excellent pass rusher. He's added some weight. And Melvin Ingram, Trayvon Robertson inside. Kelsey Quarles is a very good player. Made parade All-American. And now we got Clowney coming in to help. Phillip Dukes, another man, top recruit there in the country. So our talent level is by far the best since I've been there. But now we got to go play. Got to go play. And coach, we got to coach a little bit better too.
Coach, I preface this question of whether or not you may not be present at the time. This goes back to the coaches meeting in Destin back in April when you guys were down there. And there's been a lot of talk about it back and forth between one of the peer coaches of yours from the Western Conference and a certain NCAA representative there from Vice President to be more exact. And some of the coaches, a lot of basketball coaches, seems like have come out of the time about being taken aback about the back and forth that went on between the two. And were you present there? And what were your feelings if you were there about the back and forth of what they were talking about?
Back and forth between who now?
His name was Gene Chiswick and Vice President Rolop of the NCAA.
Oh, that wasn't any big deal. Chiz was wondering why the investigation took so long, and she just explained that it takes a long time. And I guess they were under, I think we were under investigation too, aren't we? For that Whitney Hotel thing? Huh? I don't know who's not in the investigation. And we had some players stay at an old hotel because they had plenty of rooms there, and I think the NCAA thought that was an excessive benefit. It didn't look like one, but anyway. So now they were just asking why it took so long. She was trying to explain, and they like to take a while. Simple as that.
One more question.
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned Mark Slackmore earlier, your years of coaching. Who would you most compare him to that you've seen before?
That's a good question. I don't know who exactly I would compare Marcus. I know I've never had a back that could break more tackles than he does. We went back after the Georgia game, and I asked our running back, Coach Jay Graham, I said, would you go back and see how many tackles he broke? He came back and he said 42 on 37 carries. Sometimes he broke 3 and 4 on some, so it was an amazing day. And then he, continued on throughout the season. So I know Georgia's going to have a bunch of guys waiting to tackle him this year. But he just has the knack of shedding tacklers, breaking tackles as well as anybody I've ever been around. His speed's good. He's not a 4-3 guy or anything like that, 4-4 guy. But coming out of the backfield, he's very good. He catches the ball. He's got little wiggles like a wide receiver, and so he reminds me a little bit of Marshall Faulk type player. Probably a little heavier than Marshall was. All right.